So here we are, back over the Darkside, or Kent as it's known. And after the last blog, I had a few messages from people asking about what kind of rig I use at long range. So I'll show some of the materials and talk to you about why I use them kind of materials. But I'll talk to you about the lake for a minute. Storm Gareth is sweeping the UK, taking trees down all over the place. So I've managed to secure a swim on the back of the wind, which has really suited me because the spomming and casting's a lot easier with the wind behind you. And I'm fishing long anyway, so I wouldn't want to be sat on that other side with the wind in my face getting absolutely smashed to bits for 2 days. But yeah, this is the swim. Had the rods out about an hour. Bit of spod mix over the top. Haven't gone mad because the water's still really cold. Just let that train go past. Got a train track behind me here. But yeah, I'll keep you updated through the session and we'll see what goes on. Ta-da.
In my lungs and back to where I'm from. Salty breeze in my lungs.
Well, yesterday was quite eventful. I was just doing some filming of the lake and I looked down and I see one of the lads, Nick, had a fish on. So I quickly shot down there with the camera, asked him if he'd mind him just filming him as he played it, and he was fine. Epic battle with a massive common, and yeah, eventually Nick gets it in the net. It's a fish known as split peck. He was over the moon, and I was happy just to see it on the bank, to be fair. 40 pound and 2 ounces. Got a bit of video of that. And he's only the next swim up from me, Nick, and as he's letting the fish go, my sounder box has gone off in my pocket, so I quickly run back round to my rods, and really good scrap. Got a beautiful 26.5 pound mirror. So new swim. When you're fishing a new lake, it's always good to get a fish out of a new swim, because I've found another area that I know can do bites. So yeah, it was great just to get another one out of a new swim. I think there was 3 fish out in the same hour, and that's happened twice in the last few weeks, where there hasn't been a bite for days, and then in the same hour it does 3 bites. It's crazy how fish can just sort of switch on. But yeah, today the rain's coming down, still a strong wind. I've got to be off about 11 AM. I've got to go and pick some stuff up for work and that, so I'll have to be out of here, but it'd be nice to get one before I go. But to be fair, I'm happy with what I've had, and I'll be back next week and we'll catch up then. Well, here we are, and I didn't have a catch up yesterday. I got down, a favoured swim was free, so I didn't mess around. I got my rods out, a bit of bait over the top. As the day wore on, I saw a lot more fish up to my right, and I was tempted to move, but a really big fish showed over my bait, so I decided I would sit on my hands and see how it played out. Turned out to sort of be the right move, because early the next morning I managed a 30 pound mirror, which was absolutely stunning. Little short face on it, like rud-shaped head. Mega carp, we'll have a look at that in a minute. But sat on my hands for the rest of that day, saw a few more fish show in front of me, but it became apparent early mornings they're getting into one area. So I decided around 4 o'clock, when the daytime bite time had gone, I'd move round here, and I've got the rods out. Again, another little bit of bait over the top, just over 3 rods. and hopefully tomorrow morning the same pattern will emerge and I'll catch a fish. Only time's going to tell. It's not a science, but we'll give it a go and I'll catch up with you later. Well, in true carp fishing fashion, the carp didn't turn up again this morning like they had the morning before, so I tried to preempt their move, got it wrong. Weirdly, the only two fish I've seen have been back out on the spot I moved from, which just goes to show sometimes sitting on your hands is the best thing to do and not taking a mobile approach, but it's all a guessing game, isn't it? Seen a couple of fish sort of near the spot this morning, but they're still a good 30-40 yards behind it. The only good thing is every time I fish a new swim, I find some new areas, I jot it down in my little diary, how many wraps I was fishing, the depth and things like that, so that if I come into this swim again and the fish are showing, I haven't got to plumb around, I can simply wrap a rod, get it ready and just drop a single bait out rather than just smashing the swim to bits. But yeah, we live and we learn. I'm off to the big one show this weekend. Then next week I'm in Romania at another big carp show. So I won't be back for over a week, but I will be back and we'll catch up then and hopefully we'll have some more stuff to show you. Well, got down this afternoon. Haven't been down in over a week. As I said before, did the big one show, then literally came from the big one and went to a show in Romania, which was with setting up 5 or 6 nights away, so I had to spend a couple of nights at home at least. But got back down to Kent. I've only got an overnighter really. Going to be fishing from sort of 4 till 8 in the morning. Got down, done a photo of Aaron, my mate, had a 20 and a 30, so I sorted his photos out for him. Then got the gear out of the van and got my rods out. I've seen a couple of fish, not really near me at the moment, but it's looking really good. Overcast, drizzle, lovely rainbow going across the sky. It's all looking good at the moment. Got a bit of bait out there. So fingers crossed something's going to happen, because this will be probably my last blog. Oh, I've just seen one, that was a good fish. This will be my last blog for a good few weeks, because I will be off next week on the first RidgeMonkey trip of the year, which will be to the south of France, then Spain, on 2 different venues. And I will film some sort of background stuff to put onto my next blog. Hopefully capture a few of the behind the scenes things that go on, some of the stupid laughs we have, but hopefully I'm going to have something to report this session, because it'll be a good 3, maybe 4 weeks before I can get back to fishing down here. But then I'll have the whole of May. We'll have the whole of May, at least 2 nights a week, and yeah, I'll struggle to think we won't do well, so we'll see what happens. I'll catch you later. Well, what can I say? I've been away about 3 weeks on a work trip south of France. Went really well. Can't wait for that video to come out later on this year, the RidgeMonkey video. But I'm back. Been away 3 weeks. There's been a few fish out. My good mate, Aaron, my old mucker, he's managed to catch himself a 40-pounder. So I was well chuffed for him. But yeah, got down this morning. Aaron was fishing opposite me. Got down about 10 o'clock, which is perfect really, because the lads doing the overnighters, they've cleared off, and it gives you a little bit of room to know what swims are coming free. Maximum stay on this water 48 hours as well, so again, you know people are always leaving. As I'm talking to Aaron, a couple of fish showed opposite. I wasted no time, got in the van, got round here, got 2 rods out on the spot, and I did put quite a bit of bait in here because I've found they do respond to it. I probably put 2 or 3 kilo out, and about 2 hours later, over the bait, the middle rod got a take, and I knew from the off that it was a good fish. I said to myself after about 10 seconds of playing it, this is a 40 pounder. Just feel the weight on the rod, and it really did put up a good fight. As it rolled over the net, I knew it was definitely a lump. 42 pounds, really over the moon. We'll take a look at that now, and we'll come back and I'll tell you what else I've been up to.
You slowly seem to float away.
Well, there you go. A Darkside 40, 42 pounds. Been away for 3 weeks on a work trip. Probably had the rods out about 2 hours when this went. Centre rod, mental fight. I knew it was a good fish from the second I picked the rod up, and I weren't wrong. Check her out. She's about as good as they get. Right, I'm not going to get too technical with this. I'm just going to show you the rig that I've been using for this long range fishing, and you can see already how stiff this rig is. Look, it's basically reverse combi, 1 inch to 1.5 inches of chod material, and that's tied with a snell knot to a mini swivel and a size 6 chod hook. Then you've got 10 inches of the super stiff coated onto an anti-tangle sleeve. There's a figure of 8 knot under that, so the rig is really easy to slip on and off of our quick change swivels. Nothing special about it. It basically has got a lovely hinge movement in it, which gives you a nice deep hook hold. Can't go wrong on this rig at the moment. Materials are the chod material in 25. I prefer it in the 25. I think if you're going to go stiff, you may as well go as strong as you can. And then the stiff coated in 25 also. I do use that for bottom baits as well, but it's particularly good for this rig. So that's the rig, nothing special, just lends itself to long range fishing because it's super stiff and projects itself as it hits the water. When that rig hits the bottom on the lead, it just simply falls to the side, giving you clearance on the lead. Perfect for long range fishing.
Find a way through night and rain.
Well, here we are. This will probably be the last video I do before I put the blog out, but got down yesterday about 2 o'clock, and I had a suspicion of where the fish would be, and I weren't wrong. They were sort of on the windward bank. It was a new wind, so it was obvious they were probably going to follow it. And my mate Mark, he had a few fish, a lovely 37 pounder, so I knew I was roughly in the right area. Got in a couple of swims up from him, probably 100 yards away, and I was just off the side of where the fish were showing really, but they were showing long, so I'm fishing out, you know, sort of quite long range. Got a bit of bait in, same again, quite a bit, 2 or 3 kilo. Nothing happened through the night. Woke up in the morning and it was torrential rain. It rained all morning till about probably 1:30, 2 o'clock. Then I did a recast, and I'd probably only recast about half an hour when the right hand bobbin pulled up and I was into a fish. And it's a fish I've seen a few times on the bank in here, bit of a friendly one. Didn't put up much of a fight, it came in like a wet sack, but 32 pounds. I was happy just to get a bite really. Still seeing a few fish out on the spot, so fingers crossed I'm going to get another one. Let's see what happens. It only seems to bless me with 1 fish at a time at the moment, but I'll take that for the rest of the year if that's what it's going to do. But it would be nice to have a couple in a session. Wind's changed, it's more coming into my face. I can't get any bait out at the moment, it's too strong to get the spom out of the range I want to be. So rather than waste a load of bait, spomming it all over the place, I'll wait and get it out this evening, because in the evening the wind generally calms down. So that's what's been going on, and we'll take a look at the fish. 32 pounds. Just after the rain stopped, been nothing all morning. and then she's come along, so happy days.